Hey guys! We're back and wow, wow.
Yes, we went to go watch the movie Wow.
T'Challa! The King of Wakanda!
Wakanda forever. We saw Black Panther and it was great. And I don't know, it's this really did so non-spoiler thoughts. So oh yeah, I'm here with Tomas again, Emil, and Joe. Joe, get your face out here.
I'm right here. I'm just that dark.
Over here.
He's just the darkness in the corner. He's the edginess from Kingdom Hearts.
That's goody
No.
But anyway, yeah, non-spoilery thoughts. Black Panther, it was great. Loved it. I love the aesthetic. Wakanda really feels like a proud country, a very proud, strong, prosperous country. T'Challa himself, great king, and technology.
This movie is absolutely fantastic.
It really did deserve the 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It deserved that 100%.
Holy crap! This is easily, like, critically speaking, this is the best Marvel movie ever made. Period.
I can see why people drew correlations between this and The Godfather. Like, this is the Godfather of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and
Easily.
I can see that.
This movie is easily the best Marvel movie.
Some people kind of compared it to The Dark Knight, but I can't.
No. This movie is leagues better than that movie. Easily.
What?
Okay, I love The Dark Knight to death, but I think this movie's better, to be honest.
T'Challa got better tech now.
Yo, and plus T'Challa is richer than Batman and Tony Stark combined. They need to sit down. The king is here.
It's like you have a character literally called the Black Panther, and there's a lot of talk of war and stuff, and gang violence, and even just outright war, and yet you don't feel depressed at all in this kind of movie.
Right.
At all. You're still having fun. You're still being intrigued by this movie.
This movie really does get your attention and then makes you really think, I feel. This movie doesn't try to be depressing or very dramatic, I'd say. This movie is more about... I mean, granted, yes, the movie tries to be dramatic at times, in which it's fine, but this movie captures you and makes you wonder.
It doesn't beg for your attention.
Because this movie is just fucking gorgeous. It's just, you look at it and you're like, holy shit, okay.
Right from the get-go, when we see Wakanda, and also it's like an unspoiled paradise in a way.
It's breathtaking.
Very.
Absolutely. As is most of this movie. The movie is just breathtaking.
I mean, if anything, this movie is just setting T'Challa's character out of everything else we've seen in Marvel. I mean, he had a better character development than, I'd say, maybe Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is rushed.
And it's a very basic kind of character intro. But with T'Challa, we were able to see not just who he is, and we also got to see his people and his country.
Not like Asgard before it was destroyed.
True.
In a way, this is this is almost like African Asgard in a way. A high-tech society hidden from the rest of the, not easily accessible to the rest of the world. With
I thought Asgard was magic.
Yeah.
Magic technology. Aliens, man.
Well, if you count the flowers.
Magic aliens.
But, I mean, huh?
That's going to spoiler territory.
Okay, well, alright, so.
But also there are the internal politics of this. It kind of reminds me of how Wonder Woman and the Amazons used to operate, where they cut themselves off from the rest of the world for their own benefit.
Except these guys are better.
Well,
Hold that! Come fight me, nerds!
All of the soldiers are women. That is pretty sick.
Well, if you're comparing it to Zack Snyder's version, the DCU's version of the Amazons, not the comic versions. Yeah, if you're comparing them to the movie Amazons, then yeah. But yeah, that is a comic thing. Most of Wakanda's most of Wakanda's at the very least their elite guard are are women. Most of them are women.
They're scary.
They're very impressive. It's like, this is what I almost wanted Themyscira to be like. Not this very basic warrior-ish tribe. Yeah, they're warriors, but they're not stupid. They actually progress over time. They know what medical tech is. They know what technology is. Here in Wakanda, they know what tech was. They know what it was.
They knew what tech was before even people knew what tech was. Before everyone else who knew what tech was, Wakanda was like, yeah, we did it, but we did it better.
The moment you see Wakanda and what they can do, everything that Tony Stark ever made, this country makes it look like crap.
Like, LOL. Tony Stark, who's that guy? Why does he matter?
Repulsor tech?
Hammer Industries.
Like, it's...
Unibeam, please.
Please.
I mean, it's almost on par with Asgard in terms of...
Just Asgard uses magic, which is their only deal.
It's like a fusion of magic and technology, and also they're gods.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. Like, if I were to place this movie, like, I love Thor Ragnarok. I really do. But I also love this movie, too. It's like... Mostly because I love the country. I love what we saw of this country. It's like... It's just one giant splash of culture right there.
And it wasn't racist in any way.
Not at all. In fact, it was very proud in its African.
This movie, to me, easily one of my favorite Marvel movies ever. It just pleases my inner critic so much, and it's just such a freaking wonder to watch.
Me too.
And it tickles my brain with the technology.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Dude, yeah.
Yes.
And everywhere where it was premiering, there were people all over the world dressing up in traditional African attire, and I could see why they would do that.
It's so great. Like, there's no other way to describe it. This movie is just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, representation is just like a vast.
Like Lexus and Toyota. What happened to Audi?
This movie makes you want to proudly say Wakanda forever.
It's freaking great.
We got to see what their culture is like, and it's beautiful. And also, let's see, the story, it's very long, but not... Again, it's not depressing. It's still fun.
It's not complicated. I mean, it's very easy to follow along for the most part.
And also, there are nods to, the previous movies and whatnot.
Because this movie does take place within the Marvel Cinematic Universe timeline.
Like, right after Civil War.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it takes it's like within a week of what happened there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Damn, T'Challa did not get any break.
I know, my man. It's literally...
He just became king, so of course he's not going to get a break.
Right. So, yeah, this movie's pretty easy to follow along. Everything on this movie is just on point. Oh my god. Literally everything. It's insane how perfect this movie is. It's insane.
I love where it's going.
Yeah. But yeah, so shall we go into spoilers?
I have to say, all of you stupid people out there that are trying to tear this movie down, you suck. I don't care if I'm gonna get flat for saying that word. You suck.
All right. Well, it's
just because it's a progressive movie showing not only strong female leads, but also showing a very culturally appropriate representation of African culture. You suck. Diversity and Comics Channel, you suck.
You all deserve a
Yellow
slap on the
Flash,
wrist.
you suck.
Jesus.
Just because you yell at everything that's progressive, this movie is beautiful and you should be ashamed for trying to tear it down.
Damn.
Tell them.
Really, there are so many people out there that got so mad over this movie getting 100%. It's weird.
Hold on. Real fast. Back to the review.
Yeah, back to the review. Those guys don't matter now.
Yeah. Anyway.
I've said my piece.
Yes. Okay. Let's go.
So, this movie still has humor in it, and I love it.
Oh yeah.
Subtle, but they're there.
There's enough.
What are those?
There's enough in this movie for you to keep. There's,
the royal
here's the thing.
scandals.
Like, while I say that this movie is absolutely fantastic, there's still obviously very entertaining parts of this movie. This movie does its job on being entertaining. This movie does its job to be eye-catching. It's just, like I said, it's insane how perfect this movie is. Like, this movie, despite being, 2 hours long, keeps your attention for almost the whole way through.
even the super serious characters that you think are just gonna be like have a stick up their butt, they're not. It's like they do have brief moments where they joke around.
They have personality. Not everyone in this movie is one note, which is great.
Like T'Challa's main guard, I forget her name. That's another thing.
Nakia?
Nakia, I think. Yes, Nakia.
It's Nakia.
Ex-girlfriend?
No. That's the spy. That's the general.
The general.
Oh, Okoye.
Yeah, you go.
Okoye. And despite her, like, she looks like she's gonna tear your throat out. She's still funny.
She's really, yeah.
She's intimidating.
If you touch the king again,
I will pin you to the desk.
I will impale you into his desk.
Now, like, every time you see her, she's like, can I stab it? Can I stab it? Can I stab it?
And T'Challa's like, no, stop.
But it's not. But it's
Chill
not,
out. Why can't you play nice?
But it's not like she's a brain. It's not like she's just a brainless barbarian or anything. She just don't touch the king. Just and dude, she is awesome with that spear. Like she was able to take down a car with just a spear.
Which, by the way, yes, this movie is super creative. Like, let's fucking go.
When you have the strongest metal on Earth, be creative.
Oh
Use
my God.
every aspect of the material.
That was so smart.
Seriously,
This movie's action sequences just make you watch and be like, well, holy shit, that just happened.
My favorite one is where she takes her spear. It goes through the car, and then once it hits the ground, the car flips because the spear made it flip.
It's crazy.
No, it stopped it.
Yeah, it stopped it.
Whole bunch of inertia. Boom. Fuck it.
I think my favorite part was when he, near the end of the movie, you know, the whole big battle where he used the kinetic blast.
All right, hold on.
And then he grabbed the spear and threw it on the aircraft carrier. I was like, damn!
Yep, all right. So, we're going to say this now first up, in case you couldn't tell, we're in spoiler territory.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for saying that, all right? So, you want to talk about, like, plot first, or what do you want to do?
Plot, considering that it's very long,
It's a pretty straightforward story.
it's very straightforward. T'Challa has become king of Wakanda,
Yep.
and he has to think about the last person who was in there, the only person who had ever escaped, which is Klaus. Klaus?
Klaus.
Klaus?
The thing is that what this movie's about is that T'Challa is becoming the new king of Wakanda, in which he inherits kind of his father's problems. Okay,
Naturally.
Specifically Klaus, and specifically Eric Killmonger, who was a result of a creation of both himself and his father.
Basically, a child who is technically Wakandan.
Yes, whose dad was murdered by T'Challa's
T'Chaka.
Yeah, whose dad was I can't speak.
The previous king.
Yes, the king, King T'Chaka killed Eric's dad, and therefore Eric was like, okay, I want the throne of Wakanda. Okay, in which he had a claim to it via the fact that he
is of royal blood.
He is of royal blood because
He is T'Challa's cousin.
Because T'Chaka killed his brother. So.
Also be prepared that the names are a little bit complicated to remember.
Yeah, so here's the names. T'Chaka is the old king of Wakanda. T'Challa is the Black Panther. Nakia is the love interest. Okay.
Okoye is the warrior lady.
Yes.
The general. Tech girl. What was her name?
Shuri.
Shuri is the tech girl. Unpak is the ape king in this movie. Let's not call him the ape king.
I love how we
Killmonger is your main antagonist.
And I love how in just one movie we were able to establish not just T'Challa and his country, but basically his whole world.
Yeah.
Like the other tribes, how their technology operates, the politics surrounding their society. And so Killmonger comes in to, challenge T'Challa for a right over the throne. T'Challa seemingly loses, and
yeah, so before that, okay, because there's a lot of setup to Killmonger. Alright, Killmonger as a character, first up, was an ex-military dude who's, long story short, kind of has a habit for killing people, hence the name.
And also he was part of some special operations group that was designed to take down countries.
Yep. On top of that, so his whole deal is that he wants to get to Wakanda. The one person who knows how to get to Wakanda is Claw. It's Claw?
If anyone remembers Claw, he's the guy from the Age of Ultron who got his arm cut off by Ultron.
Long story short, Claus has been taking vibranium from Wakanda, and basically, Panther and company have to basically take him down, dead or alive anyway.
And he's the first outsider to even come out of Wakanda.
Yeah. On top of the fact that he was one of the people that Panther's father couldn't catch, so they wanted to make that one of their priorities.
But when T'Challa failed to get Claws, and Killmonger was able to do it,
Killmonger killed Claws, went to Wakanda, showed
the body to them.
Yeah, showed the body to them, and long story short, due to the fact he was royal blood, was able to challenge T'Challa for the throne.
T'Challa seemingly loses, and Killmonger becomes new king of Wakanda, and was able to not only get a suit, which was kind of cool.
He took the fancy golden one.
The gold Jaguar.
Insurrection basically happens in Wakanda, and long story short, T'Challa just lives, gets the herb of the Black Panther again, and long story short, fights back for his throne.
And they have to stop Killmonger before he starts shipping weapons all over the world, which he believes will aid their spies everywhere and take down all other governments, so that way to make
Wakanda the Wakandan empire of the world.
Yeah,
Period,
basically.
Pretty much, long story short.
Because he lived outside of Wakanda, and he believes that the only way to help save the world is to conquer it. Basically, I believe that the only way to save the world is to conquer it, using the vast technology that Wakanda has. And he could have done it. I mean, again, all the stuff that Wakanda has makes everything Tony Stark ever had look like shit.
On top of that, just to say, freaking... Right, and also he had some of the Wakanda people backing him up. He had... What was that guy's name? Let me know.
Who?
Rhino Man.
The guy whose dad was killed by Cross.
Oh, James, but he had a different name.
Yeah.
He helped cover it up because...
I don't remember his name, but you're talking about the dude
it's
who's
a very...
played by Forrest Whitaker?
He,
When he
James,
gets
the
older?
priest guy, he...
No, not the priest guy. No, not him. I'm talking about the military person.
Oh, Ross.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
not
Ross.
Ross.
The CIA dude.
Not Ross. The other person. You have the general, right?
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 Oh,
And then you
her
have the
husband.
other person. Yeah, her husband. What was his name?
Oh, that guy. I don't know his name.
I don't remember his name either.
Yeah.
Rhino guy.
Yeah.
But he shared the same mentality
Yeah.
as
So
Eric.
he shared the same mentality as Eric, and so the Wakanda people become divided, and again, insurrection happens. So there you go.
It's a little bit complicated, but not too complicated.
It's very... You watch the movie, you understand. It's very easy to follow along, no problem.
You might
find
need
it.
a second viewing, but it's still okay.
To me, it was pretty straightforward. This movie revisits and establishes its characters very well, so I feel like it tells its story in a very... It's a little oddly sequenced, and the first part of this movie is basically T'Challa discovering how to be a better king, or just how to be a king, period.
Like struggling with the fact that, well, we've lived in peace for a long time by staying secluded.
Yeah.
But you know, after being in the outside world, you know, obviously, it would be more effective to help the world, not so much through weapons, but by still sharing resources, scientific information, and even building I guess is a Wakandan outreach center.
Yep.
And I also thought it was actually a good sentiment that he built it in the place where Killmonger's dad was killed.
Alright, so that's our plot synopsis. Very straightforward, very easy to understand. So you want to move on to like characters?
T'Challa it's kind of basically just a good-hearted person who really is just trying to be king. Just wanting, he's almost akin to kind of like Arthur Curry, Aquaman, at least comic version. He is a good-hearted man who wants to do right by his kingdom.
He's very noble, but the thing is he's very funny. He's a funny king, you know what I mean? He is a guy who is down to crack a joke now and again, and just not be so serious all the time.
Even his guards know not to be so serious.
Yeah. For example, like he is like if you're like it's kind of like being if like you're his Chelu, all right? If you are related to this guy, he's like drop the formalities. What's up, sister? How you doing? It's literally T'Challa. Right? If you were his Chelu, he'd be like, sup, Chelu.
And we don't even need like the rapper music in the background, which is what
that was
Killmonger had.
everywhere
Ironically,
when Killmonger walks around.
Yeah.
it's like, wow, I find this so ironic.
But it was just, it's just like, that's just T'Challa. Like, the thing with T'Challa was that he was, the friendly king. I mean, Killmonger wanted what he wanted, period. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody got to say.
And let's see, but I think my favorite character is the techie girl. I forgot her name.
Sure.
Cherry?
T'Challa's sister.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cherry.
Best character.
She's adorable, and also she designs all the stuff. I think she has some of the best lines in the movie.
And she's smart.
What are those?
What are those?
I call them sneakers.
Because
They
you sneak.
They are
Dang
sound.
it.
They absorb sound. And he steps on them and they're silent. I call them sneakers.
She again.
She's just adorable.
She is. It's like, where's the side of the road? Just drive. Or
It's okay. It's only like riding a hover bike. You guys have hover bikes?
that's the first thing you think. or when T'Challa was
man.
commenting on her clothes, it's like, well, what about your traditional clothes? And then she just flicks them off. Shiri, sorry, mother.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite scenes. Oh yeah, that was my favorite scene. It's just like
For
they're
research
testing
purposes?
the new suit, and Wakanda freaking
T'Challa.
T'Challa examine. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about one of my favorite scenes. So T'Challa is examining his new suit, and he decides, and what's her name?
Shuri.
Shuri decides to tell him to strike at it. Okay, she starts pulling out a camera, and she starts recording T'Challa, and T'Challa goes, "What are you doing?" "I'm recording for research purposes." And sure, T'Challa strikes his suit, and the thing is, it has the kinetic reflection thing.
Basically, think what happened with Thor's hammer and Cap's shield.
But not instantaneously.
Yeah, think about that, but on a suit. And long story short, T'Challa gets flown back like, I want to say a solid 5 feet, and she just starts giggling her face off. Like, it's just
You better delete that.
delete that footage.
Footage.
Oh my god, it was so great.
Strike it again. Delete that footage.
It's like she's our techie person that has the best lines.
She's just adorable.
She is.
Absolutely adorable.
I'm pretty sure she's a meme lord.
I wouldn't be
Probably
surprised.
I'm pretty
She's
sure
probably
she's a meme lord.
she's probably rating American.
Especially when
memes.
she called out the royal sandals.
What are those?
Oh my god.
Don't scare me like that, colonizer. Colonizer?
There.
Yo, she knows though.
Oh great, you brought another whiteboard to fix.
No. Well, great. Another broken whiteboard for us to fix. And I knew we were gonna have to see Bucky eventually.
You mean they could have also fixed Rhodey this way?
Oh crap!
Oh god! Too soon! Too soon!
But do
No,
you
well, he
really?
got injured in the back.
Well,
Too soon!
Come on,
but-
Rhodey was bad.
but do you really think
then
that?
again, we got Doctor Strange from that.
But do you really think that Tony would like?
I don't even know if Tony Stark knows Wakanda's exist. Actually,
Exactly.
Tony doesn't know Wakanda exists at that point, so there you go. Hey.
And he also like, and also T'Challa. I don't think T'Challa is hiding Bucky. So do you really think that
I don't think so.
he would ever bring Tony?
I don't know. Okay, so anyway, back to characters. We talked about Nari. We talked about Nari already.
What about what is it?
General.
Okoye.
Okoye?
She's just super fierce.
She is a very fierce character.
She's very strong-willed.
Yeah.
That's her deal.
Very independent.
Very strong-willed, willing to do the right thing. Always looking for a way to do the right thing.
I really liked it whenever she just talked in their in their native language a lot better.
Oh,
It just
yeah.
it felt
great.
very authentic.
Yeah, it was-
I mean, sometimes there was a bit of a dialect problem or like an accent problem, but to me it was more no, I can't even call it a problem. They had their accents, but how do I put this? It's English, but in a way that doesn't sound annoying.
I
It
see what
sounds
you mean. Yeah,
authentic.
I see what
Sometimes they would slur their words, but that's just the accent.
you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean.
And dude, their weaponry. Her reaction to bullets.
Bullets,
so
primitive.
That makes you think, how far ago did they ever have bullets?
Oh my
She'd
god.
be great friends with Virgil.
Anyway, so,
I mean, it's like when they have spears that can take down a tank. Do you really need bullets anymore?
so as a side note, I want to talk about Killmonger.
Killmonger.
Killmonger is great in this movie.
Oh yeah.
I like how determined he is in this movie.
He went all of that way from the hood to fighting in Afghanistan.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom. Okay, I'm sorry.
Maybe that should have been the
Should've been the song
music.
that played.
Yeah, that should have been the song.
I mean,
that
it could have
played.
been, don't you mean?
Yo, shoulder muscles.
Oh my god, yes. Right
That's
now,
very
he is
true.
the most built person in this whole movie.
That's-
Holy crap.
This scar,
You
though.
you look at him and all you see
Is
is
muscle.
shoulders and chest.
I wanted to touch it so bad.
Holy crap.
I'm willing to admit that.
With all the lumps?
Yeah, all the
The
lumps.
scarry lumps?
That's the thing is like,
Hey,
I
at least
really, I
those.
really want to know how they did that. By the way, that's some impressive body makeup.
Yeah, I
That's-
want to know like
That's
how do you?
impressive.
I know it's a tribal thing, but how does that work?
Yeah, like
It's
Like how did
scarring,
it's scarring, but how does that work to
that's
the point where you make the
impressive.
bumps?
I mean, that's impressive.
burning,
I get it.
stabbing.
Maybe, but it's just like
That's cool.
as a character, like he's just looking to get shit done.
He's looking to get even.
And on top of that, like I feel like the thing with him is that he really feels like a final boss level kind of character.
I mean, I'll love Hela to death.
Yeah, Hela's great.
but
Okay,
But
don't, shut
I
up. Don't
think
talk to me.
I think Killmonger is like a close second compared to Hela.
Yeah, because he's just he feels like such a final boss tier character. You know what I mean? It's like
So if
he
any-
beats up T'Challa, throws him over, and they come and fight again, and they're both wearing Black Panther suits, and they both duke it out.
They've also got
taking
the
a
drugs,
shit.
man.
Like
Yeah,
yeah, they both have like they're both even playing field, and it's just he feels like such a boss tier character to me. And that's the thing with a lot of Marvel villains is that like they're there, but they don't feel like boss tier.
But ever since but now that we're seeing a bit more like with Hela and now with Killmonger, I think it's starting to get better.
Yeah, it's starting to get a lot better, easily.
And hopefully Thanos will also.
He needs to feel hella boss tier, alright? He needs to feel uber tier. Alright, but the point is though, Killmonger, I love him, feels boss tier, determined, willing to do whatever he needs to, or has to fulfill whatever the hell he wants. Period.
He's so
Yeah.
angry, though.
Yeah, well, angry king. He's gonna. I'm gonna overthrow your king, so that way I can now conquer the world. Which is, yeah, I could buy that. He's a pimp. He's a pimped out, an oversized weapons dealer now. Once he became king. And let's see.
He also beat T'Challa's ass.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ. T'Challa got bodied. Jesus.
T'Challa got body, Whitaker got
Yeah, Whitaker got killed.
shanked super hard.
Yeah,
In
he got no
instant.
problem with it. He didn't care.
It was his fault.
My man was down to beat some ass. Let's go.
Just took a shit on everybody.
Yeah. But like I said, though, there's a lot of setup for him. But honestly, he feels like such a boss tier character. It's great.
And then there's, well, even though he doesn't last long, Claus. It's like, I
Claus-
miss.
Claus is your psychotic bad guy of the day. Absolutely psychotic.
He was the Joker for
I felt
like
like
basically
he was gonna be
half of the movie.
Yeah. And like,
Less than half, actually.
not slightly, like slightly below half. But the point is, the thing with Claus was just that He would, yeah, you're right though. He would do Joker-esque things. Like he would tell the last guy who was alive in the first room of the movie, and he would say, "You, go ahead, leave. Just don't tell anyone." And then he would just shoot him anyway. And he's like, "Why'd you shoot him anyway?" Because it makes us look like amateurs.
What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more. And he would say that while in the middle of being strapped into an investigative chair.
And then when they got him out, it's like, you guys took your sweet time, didn't you? Right after the wall exploded right beside him.
Then they just pick him up with the chair and everything.
Yeah,
they
no
did.
freaking times to just untie him.
Yep.
Nope, let's take up the chair with us. It's a nice chair. I like it. Even the chair on the ship, I really like that. Dude, the chairs.
Oh man, it's the moment. Even when just looking at this ship, you know that Wakanda is decked out.
Yeah.
But
yeah, just to say, like, so the thing with Cross is that he's the minor villain, but at least he's like, there's not a whole lot of layering to him. He's just your minor villain.
Yeah.
But at least he's entertaining.
And also, we kind of followed up on the whole, thing after Age of Ultron.
Yes.
That the Age of Ultron was the first time we ever mentioned Wakanda. Okay, and somehow this is the greatest deposit of vibranium in the world.
Yes.
And yet this guy was able to steal it. Okay, let's chime in back in with this guy. Oh, he killed a whole bunch of people just to get it, and he's the only survivor. Neat. And also, the fact that they still have more vibranium
Is insane.
Mountain.
They have a lot of vibranium.
Cap, would you like another shield?
Not just some vibranium, a lot of
No,
vibranium.
they have all of it.
They have all of it. That's the only deposit in the world.
Wow, holy shit.
As to how Tony Stark's grandfather got it,
Howard Stark.
it could have just been it.
Falling out of the sky.
He could have just found it somewhere. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't the only time vibranium got out of the country. Could have been just the only time.
Maybe
time.
no, never mind.
But anyway, yeah, this movie is really great.
The soundtrack for this movie is fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, all of the African. Yes.
Just everyone's OST for this movie is fucking great. Holy shit. I also just want to bring up one thing. Like you said, there's a lot of cultural bits in this movie.
Yeah.
I like how they go back and visit their ancestors. I think that's really cool.
And that was.
But to be honest with you, can I just really say something super important that I need to get out of my system?
What?
Because I swear to God, it's going to eat at me for the rest of time.
Right.
All right? The first time that T'Challa went back to visit his dad, I expected a giant lion to appear and for him to say, "Remember who you are, Simba."
Shut the fuck up.
They're panthers, not lions.
Remember who you are, T'Challa.
I was thinking the Lion King scene was gonna pop up that like everything that the sun sets on.
Right?
is yours.
Everything that sun sets on is my kingdom. What about that shadow we placed over
We
there?
don't go anywhere to talk about
I'll
that.
never go there.
That is the Ape King's land. We don't go over there, T'Challa.
Oh my god, even the Ape King got a bit of funny moments there.
It was
It
great.
was great.
Are you guys done? Really? Are you done?
It's like, one more word and I will feed you to my children. Ah, don't worry, we're
They're
vegetarians.
vegetarians.
I feel like he kind of stole the show in a way.
That was great.
The moment he reacted.
And the thing was too is that he was actually semi-honorable. Despite being the exiled people, they still followed the code. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hey,
they
Yeah,
knew
that's
what was
respect.
at stake.
yeah, they did. They still have honor. No, not just that honor was at stake, but they still had honor to save. The person who kind of did beat their ass. You know what I mean?
And the fact that, during the whole challenge thing, T'Challa let him go. Like, your people need you. Yield.
Yep.
Now.
That was great. It just
Like, a life for a life.
It just shows you how wise and honorable T'Challa is.
And
while
how
still
much he
being-
can have an
well,
impact on other
Yeah,
people.
while still being that freaking smirky guy.
And
Blink.
and even in the end, the monkey people still came in to help too.
Yeah.
You gotta like the fact that during those trial battles, he actually drinks that.
Oh
takes
yeah,
away his
there's
power,
a thing that
it's like,
takes away the
okay.
Black Panther's powers. I didn't know that was a thing.
Well,
That's awesome.
If it's brought up by an herb, then maybe there was just a way to reverse its effects.
But that's awesome.
That shit looks like it hurts.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
Detox.
You can see all his veins popping out and going all blue. I'm like, I don't.
But destroying the heart-shaped herb? No, that was given to us by a god!
Yeah, no, that means that T'Challa is the last person to be able to speak to the what, Panther God?
Yes, Panther God.
What if?
He's the last Black Panther.
What if they have more of that in some
No relation
like,
to
elsewhere?
Yeah, maybe if it survived, if at least one herb survived, maybe.
So, all right.
He's the last. He's the last Black Panther.
God bless.
But I believe that T'Challa can save the world.
Oh my god!
Remember who you are, T'Challa.
Oh, but yeah. Well, it's not the funniest out of all of the Marvel movies.
Yeah,
it's still an entertaining.
It's just such an entertaining, and it's such a joy to watch to me.
You will be proud to say Wakanda forever, and it's not even a joke. It is the moment you say that you feel that sense of pride that
It's
they do.
so amazing.
What about those post-credit scene stuff?
Oh yeah, the fact that they were they're taking the Wonder Woman route. That once they learn the rest of the world needs them, it's time to share what we have with the rest of the world.
One step at a time.
Yep.
Which is what
Yep.
the DC should have been doing.
At the end of the movie, we get to see Bucky Barnes.
Yeah.
Bucky.
You mean
They,
White Wolf?
yeah, they call it White Wolf.
What is that a reference to?
So
No, it's just that what's what they called him.
No, well, there's actually a reference to the comics. T'Chaka actually adopted a white child who got lost in Wakanda, and he became like one of the most well respected generals. He sort of became a rival to Black Panther, but they did see eye to eye.
Please don't let that happen. Oh my god.
Was he the White Panther?
No,
White Wolf.
White Wolf.
Okay.
And
No costume.
That's so cool.
and so like
But Bucky Barnes, though, he didn't do anything. He just showed up and he was there.
Bucky.
He slept. Bucky Barnes.
oh look, it's the other broken white boy that we had to fix.
Oh, shut up.
They're taking care of his
Psychosis.
the psychosis that they had.
He's becoming a hippie slowly.
But I think it was better to have him wake up, outdoors instead of a
In that
lab.
like, little
Damn,
tank
now
thing.
I want to
yeah.
watch freaking Civil War and Winter Soldier,
Right?
Because I just
Yeah.
love Bucky
It
Barnes
makes
so
you
much.
want to watch it again.
I love Bucky Barnes, okay? Bucky
He's
Barnes.
scary.
Dude, Bucky Barnes is dope!
But he's good now. Don't worry.
He's such a cool dude!
And also the end credits like Black Panther will return
Panther
and
will return in Avengers: Infinity War. I love that they're doing that. I love that they're doing that.
100% can't wait.
I just squealed when I saw that. Yes.
We saw that in Spider-Man. We saw that in Doctor Strange.
We saw that in Thor
We saw that
Ragnarok.
in Thor Ragnarok. It's just it gets you
So
fucking
hyped.
hyped, and there's only 3 more months to go.
Tomas,
see it
it's
with
in May. Take me there for my birthday.
No.
Please.
Fine.
It's gonna be,
After
You see all these things I do for this guy? Oh my god! No, I'm just joking.
it's gonna be
Because
the
he loves
beginning.
me.
Shut up, Julius. People are gonna get the wrong
beginning
idea.
of
Ship.
the end.
Don't you
my
ship me with him,
boys.
hey? I see you drawing that fan art. Don't you do it!
Yeah, it's okay.
beginning.
I am as straight as a line, okay? You
The
need to chill out.
Of the end, my boys. Thanos is coming to wreck shit up. People are going to
Thanos
die.
Claus is coming to town?
People are going to die.
I re-
Captain America's gonna die. Thor's gonna die.
I swear we got to have, like, Wakanda's got to play a greater role in this too. Everybody's got to play a great role in this.
Vibranium Hulk armor. Fuck that.
Okay.
He made,
Alright.
he made
Give me a
Captain.
sec.
So wait.
He made Cap a shield.
A new one.
Okay.
Alright,
So we gotta wrap.
Probably
We
better.
gotta wrap this up. So.
Alright.
I'm still surprised Thor didn't break it though.
Oh yeah, of course. Because of the trailers in Infinity War, yes, we're gonna see more Wakanda. Yes, in Infinity War.
Yes.
Well, we saw them in Africa and with all the Wakanda warriors and stuff. And yes, more of that, please.
Probably gonna watch that trailer again.
So,
Just to catch all the little things.
so anyway, anything else you guys want to say?
Go see this movie.
Watch it.
Okay.
Are you gonna say
Definitely.
Joseph?
The trailer for Ant-Man.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay, well, anything else you want to say about this movie?
Watch
Technology,
this
man.
before.
Technology.
How much did they pay for this?
Watch this before Avengers
loved
Infinity
all the
War
s-
comes by. You're
The
gonna miss a
sand
lot of
bits,
shit.
the
Easily.
bead bracelet
Easily.
thing.
There's a lot of things in the movie that just make you just jaw drop and look at it and be like, well, that's a thing.
It's so
However,
creative.
It's
T'Challa
great.
dresses clean. I want to dress that clean.
After being buried in red sand.
That's Clay,
I'm,
I think.
I'm down with that.
So, yeah.
That must feel nice.
I mean, outside of that, A+
Was-
movie.
Yeah.
Easily the best
100%.
Marvel film ever made.
Five Black Panther claws. Right there.
Beautiful.
10
For each
Black
finger.
Panther vibranium claws.
Yo, kinetic blast. Kinetic blast. Grab spear. Throw that shit onto that aircraft carrier. Fucking amazing.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah. Alright guys, that's
Yeah,
all the time we
that's all the
got.
time we got for tonight.
We've been gushing over this movie already, so please comment, like, subscribe, you know the drill. Thanks Tomas, thanks Emil, thanks Joseph, and I'll see you guys later. Next reaction theater will come out soon. Probably, I'm just gonna say this now, it's gonna be a Digimon one, so have fun with that once it comes out. Alright, I'll see you guys later.
See you guys later.